Hi, I'm Samantha and I'm here at Solana Beach today, volunteering for a beach cleanup with the Surfrider Foundation San Diego chapter. The Surfrider Foundation is a United States-based nonprofit organization with a national network of grassroots activists on a mission to protect and preserve the world's oceans and beaches. The San Diego chapter works to protect San Diego's 72 miles of coastline through campaign, program, and educational initiatives that fight for clean water, coastal preservation, ocean protection, beach access, and to reduce plastic pollution. Locally, their volunteers campaign to ensure that our ocean is healthy and wild, to keep pollution out of the water, and to make sure every beach is clean and accessible. For example, their advocacy has helped influence cities like Solana Beach and Encinitas to pass strong plastics reduction ordinances. Each of the Surfrider Foundation's 7 volunteer-led programs address an ongoing local coastal threat. The Blue Water Task Force conducts water testing to alert citizens and officials about water quality issues and public health. Rise Above Plastics includes many initiatives to eliminate the impacts of plastic in ocean habitats by increasing awareness about its dangers and through policy advocacy to reduce single-use plastics and increase recycling. And beach cleanups focus on the ocean litter issue and single-use plastic pollution, allowing the local community to become a part of the solution. The debris data collected at these cleanups helps determine the main sources of pollution and informs the Foundation's education, awareness, and policy campaigns to prevent trash from reaching the beach in the first place. Since 2017, 36,670 pounds of trash has been removed by over 25,000 volunteers in San Diego. Now, let's hear from Mitch, the Surfrider Foundation San Diego chapter manager, who I met at a beach cleanup event in Carlsbad, California.
The Surfrider Foundation is dedicated to the protection and enjoyment of the world's ocean waves and beaches for all people through a powerful activist network. It's really a way for every individual to see what pollutes our beaches, see how kind of this throwaway lifestyle that we live in today's society contributes to pollution in the ocean and on our beaches. We do data tallies so that people actually see exactly the impact they're making and also what kind of things are on the beach. And we use that data, locally, but also statewide and even nationally to really have all the data together. So when it comes to our education campaigns, awareness campaigns, and also policy advocacy, we have real facts to show, policymakers or corporations or whoever it is, what's polluting our beaches, and it's mostly plastic pollution from single-use plastics. In San Diego County, our volunteers have either been the driving force or part of a coalition to pass over 10 local single-use plastic reduction ordinances, things like bag bans, styrofoam takeout bans, skip the stuff ordinances, meaning straws and plastic utensils and all that stuff can only be given out on request only. So our beach cleanups kind of drive directly into our plastic pollution advocacy work.
Next, let's take a look at what it's like to volunteer with Surfrider. Volunteering for a monthly beach cleanup with Surfrider is easy, fun, and rewarding. First, go to the Surfrider Foundation's website to find a chapter near you. Next, view their calendar of upcoming local events and beach cleanups. Once you find a local beach cleanup that you'd like to attend, click on the link to get the details, like meetup locations and times. Then make sure to fill out the beach cleanup participatory waiver form beforehand. Now you're ready to participate in your first monthly beach cleanup. Here's a step-by-step look at the volunteer process. Step 1, the meetup. Step 2, grab your supplies. Step 3, the volunteers mobilize. Step 4, collect trash and tally while you clean. Step 5, return to the meetup spot at the end of the cleanup for the final trash collection and weigh out. Now let's hear from some San Diego beach cleanup volunteers.
Really wanted to just kind of rally the community, and fortunately there's not that much trash. So, but yeah, I think it just kind of gives an opportunity for people to come together and do something good on Saturday.
It was a joint effort. I actually didn't realize this was going on today, but my fiance told me about it. So
great.
Yeah, so we made it a little morning for us to come out and have some fun.
if we're coming to the beach, if we're using these open, natural spaces, it's kind of like our responsibility to be stewards to clean it up. So just kind of maintaining like that the beach is for everyone and we keep it clean for everyone, I think is the main aspect.
If you don't look after whatever the beach or place in general that you're going to often, it can just slowly build up, and all of a sudden, before you know it, it's just filled either with trash or just unwanted items.
There are a lot of San Diego restaurants that we have worked with to certify as ocean safe and ocean friendly. So a lot of like the carry out utensils or just like carry material has now been like, one, it's not single-use plastic. It's either like recyclable or compostable. If you want to eat at home, try and eat ocean safe. That's the only thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to like completely eliminate all single-use plastic, but I've kind of lived by the motto of like whatever I bring with me, I make sure I take back with me to either home or to trash.
Next, a quick debris data overview from a cleanup I attended in Carlsbad, California, as well as some 2019 data from Surfrider. Fortunately, Carlsbad Beach had very little trash to collect on the day that I participated in the cleanup. The majority of the trash I collected consisted of small plastic fragments and lots of cigarette butts. Now, Mitch will tell us just how much trash the volunteers collected in Carlsbad that day.
Okay, so we got 175 pounds today, which is impressive and awesome, but the real money is right here in these data sheets, because weighing the trash is obviously a great metric, but at the same time, maybe one person at a beach cleanup can find a waterlogged couch or something and it weighs 100 pounds and then it seems like this huge cleanup, but really it's not. So it's these items, we've probably got at least 1,000 individual items of trash logged here, so that's the real money in my opinion.
In 2019, over 47,000 Surfrider volunteers removed 299,604 pounds of trash and recycling across the United States. 16,534 pounds was removed from San Diego's coastline. Next, let's talk about the plastic pollution crisis harming our coasts, beaches, and marine life. Petroleum-based plastics permeate almost every corner of our lives. From single-use plastic water bottles to personal protective equipment or PPE, such as gloves and masks, plastic is everywhere. Our fast-paced society and single-use mindset has created a major plastic pollution crisis. Up to 80% of marine litter is plastic, and it is littering our ocean and coasts, harming aquatic life and habitats, and even entering the human food chain as microplastics. According to Surfrider, nearly 90% of all items collected during beach cleanups in 2020 were plastic or plastic fragments, primarily from single-use plastic items like cups, bags, foam takeout containers, and utensils that are used for only a few minutes and then discarded. The top 10 most commonly found items were cigarette butts, which are the most commonly collected singular item, plastic fragments, foam fragments, food wrappers, bottle caps and rings, nets, plastic bottles, and plastic straws. 11 million tons of plastic enters marine waters each year. How does plastic end up on our beaches and in the ocean? It is estimated that only 9% of plastic is successfully recycled, with 79% accumulated in landfills or the natural environment. Most of it escapes from overflowing landfills or as litter on our beaches, sidewalks, and streets that is swept into storm drains, creeks, and rivers, which all lead to the ocean. It takes approximately 450 years for a plastic water bottle to decompose in a landfill, releasing greenhouse gases that contribute to climate change. And to make matters worse, plastics do not biodegrade. They break down with exposure to the sun's UV rays and weather into smaller and smaller pieces called microplastics that eventually infiltrate the environment where they harm wildlife and marine ecosystems. How does plastic impact marine wildlife? Entanglement in and ingestion of marine debris, of which over 75% is made up of plastic, has been reported for 817 marine wildlife species. For example, 34% of dead leatherback sea turtles have ingested plastic, And researchers have found that 80% of seabird species have plastic in their stomachs. This creates a plethora of physiological problems, which can result in reduced global populations of some marine wildlife species. And it is estimated that by 2050, there will be more plastic in the sea than fish. Although beach cleanups can reduce the amount of plastic that reaches the ocean, Surfrider suggests that reusable alternatives are always the best option, and that we must stop plastic pollution at the source by advocating for plastic reduction policies and laws. Finally, here's how the public can get involved in the fight against single-use plastics. There are so many ways to get involved. Donate to the Surfrider Foundation. Volunteer for a monthly beach cleanup. Take action right from your computer. Use Surfrider's templates to contact your local representatives and advocate for far-reaching plastics reduction legislation and policy. Limit your single-use plastics and switch to reusables. Get creative, opt for silicone straws, reuse glass jars, and reuse what you already have. To learn more about the Surfrider Foundation and how to volunteer, donate, and take action to preserve our coastal and marine environments, visit their website at surfrider.org. Thanks for watching!